So you said earlier that I need to separate my papers from the commingles. But what do I need to know specifically about separating the paper before recycling?
Well, Montclair makes it really easy to recycle paper because we do it as what's called mixed paper. You don't have to separate out each kind of paper. So the kinds of things that you can recycle in Montclair are, of course, newspaper. Pretty much everybody knows that. But another big category is catalogs and magazines. And this is actually even more important to recycle because you can tell how heavy these are compared to the newspaper. And you get paid, the town gets paid by weight. So please, everybody needs to recycle all those magazines and catalogs that you get. I don't know about you, but I get too many. Junk mail. Junk mail is another big category that you can recycle. And even the windows. You didn't used to be able to do the windows. Now you can do the windows. Slick paper as opposed to matte paper, all of that kind you can recycle. Boxes. Just about everything comes in a box. Recycle the box. Just squish it up flat and put it in with your paper. Now here's where you recycle the milk cartons or the OJ cartons. You rinse them out, flatten them, get rid of that plastic lid, and they go with your mixed paper. That's really confusing to a lot of people. Here's another box, the kinds of boxes that beer or soda come in. You can recycle that. You can even recycle the paper kinds of egg cartons. Not plastic ones, but the paper kinds you can. Menus, you get these free menus in there all the time. Even a paperback book you can recycle. And I bet you didn't think about this. The ring inside of toilet paper, you can recycle that.
Oh, wow.
Now, stuff you can't recycle. One of the big categories, it's confusing for people, is pizza boxes. Pizza boxes and paper plates, they all have had food on them. Can't recycle it if it has food on it. This kind of a paper bag has bubble wrap stuck to it. So any kind of paper that has something stuck to it that's metal or plastic, you can't recycle it. Just paper in of itself. This is another thing that's confusing. These Tyvek envelopes, the kinds of things that you just can't tear, they're actually not paper at all. They're a kind of plastic.
Wow.
But they're not recyclable in curbside in Montclair.
Okay.
And a hardback book, you could recycle the pages if you wanted to, but not the covers. You could recycle the cover, this sheet that goes over it, if it wasn't foil. Foil color things are actually a thin sheet of metal stuck to the paper. So again, anything that's foil, you can't recycle. Does that make it clearer?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, paper napkins or tissue paper, they're too squishy. Paper napkins, even if they're not used, they're going to assume it's food on it. Can't recycle it. And paper cups like you get at for coffee or at the convenience store, can't recycle those either. They're going to assume there's food on them. Okay, Noam, here's a couple other things to remember about paper recycling. Remember we said we could do the milk cartons or OJ cartons.
Yeah.
But don't try to do them this way with milk in them. Rinse them out. Get the food out of here and get rid of the little plastic thing. Squish them, rinse them, dry them, squish them, get rid of the plastic. Just the paper. With a box like this, get rid of the plastic in the box. This you can recycle in paper. This is not paper. You can't recycle it in paper. This kind of box has plastic on the outside and on the inside. This you can recycle. That other stuff you can't. This has a lot of cardboard in it, but it also has a strip of metal. Get rid of that metal before you recycle it.
Okay.
Everybody gets these. Way too many of them. And I see them in recycle bins all the time. You cannot recycle this in the plastic bag. You can recycle this, but not this. You can also call a number on here to stop getting these things. Again, like this. This plastic, this is recyclable, this is not. Get rid of it. This gum package, not the stuff that's on the inside that's metal, but the cardboard itself you can recycle.
Okay.
This is another thing I see. The beer bottle, folks, has got to come out. You can't recycle a commingle inside the paper. They go in two separate things. And the last thing to remember is cardboard blows away in the wind. It should be flattened and tied, not chucked out in these big boxes like this. It takes some time, but it's really worth doing it because it will mean that you are assured that your stuff is being recycled and not being thrown out. Use string, folks, that's not tape. Tape is plastic.
Okay.
Good. And one last thing. You can put your paper out in a paper bag. But remember, if it's any chance of rain or snow, you have to tie it up with string because a paper bag or even in a cardboard box, it will disintegrate. And you can't have the recycling guys chasing down paper after paper down the street. And another no-no I see a lot is people putting a plastic bag around their paper bags. Sometimes you even get them from the grocery store like this. This is not paper, so you cannot use a plastic bag around a paper bag to put any kind of recyclables at the curb. We hope that we didn't make this sound like recycling was too hard, too complex, that you just didn't want to do it.
That wasn't that bad.
Good, because if you take the time to recycle, we hope that you want the stuff in your bins to really be recycled, and that the stuff that shouldn't be recycled isn't in your bin. If you're going to take the effort, we hope you want to do it right, because it really benefits the town and you.
And the environment.
So, Noam, was this helpful? Did you learn a lot?
I learned a lot more than I did before.
That's great. Well, on behalf of Blue Wave and the Environmental Working Group, we hope this has been a useful video and look for you the next time. Bye.
Bye.